What's up, everybody? It's your boy Eric from Easy Computer Solutions, and this is Wine Wednesday. What's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of Wine Wednesday, and we are rolling today. We missed last week. A lot of people say we're easy. What happened? It was Valentine's Day.
It was Valentine's Day.
And unfortunately, Valentine's Day is the most sacred ladies' holiday of them all. So they had to spend time with their significant others and stuff like that. But we back in business again, guys. I'm at my business, and I'm gonna do Wine Wednesday here. My internet is not that great, but it's okay. I did my live stream here on Saturday, but I'm here again, and we got the lovely Emily in the building. Welcome back.
Woo!
Hi, guys. I have missed you, Wine Wednesday family. I am so happy to be back. If you guys are new, I'm Emily D. Baker. You can find me all over the internet at Emily D. Baker ESQ. I love that you guys hit me up on my Facebook page and on Instagram. I answer back as much as I can. I have been traveling like crazy for work. Whoa, Derek!
Whoa.
Whoa! Whoa! We're coming in strong on Wine Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hold on. I haven't even poured a drink yet, Derek. I love this. Thank you. Hold on. Hold on. We gotta hold on.
We got the toast.
We've got to toast. I'm trying a new wine tonight. It's bubble. Why is it bubbly?
What
Can you see that? It's
kind
bubbly.
of brand?
Oh,
What
it's
kind of
cute.
brand of
It is
wine
a
is that?
rosé, but it's bubbling. This
Bubbling.
rose-colored rosé is bubbling a little bit. I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. All right. Cheers to Derek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Derek. And of course we got Tech Valor, aka Catwoman. Unfortunately, she have a little technical difficulty, but that's okay. We already know she's a straight VIP of this of Wine Wednesday. I want to welcome
Absolutely.
everybody to the stream, ladies. Let's get into it. Let's see. Technical. I see all these people popping up in the stream. We got Derek Floyd. Thank you for the super chat. Technically T. He said he's listening to us on the highway. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Corey is in the building. What's up with you? And
What's
we
up,
got
Corey?
10 minutes. We got 10-minute tech reviews in the building. What's up with you? I see everybody in the stream. It is Wine Wednesday. Man, I tell you, you know how you miss a Wednesday and everybody hits you up on social media. People's hitting you easy. What happened to Wine Wednesday? I'm like, it's Valentine's Day, people. And like, oh, I didn't know.
Oh,
I'm like,
God
oh,
love you guys that you didn't know. Oh,
yes,
gentlemen.
yes. So they always want the lovely ladies from Wine Wednesday to be here. Now, let's get into some tech news. Let's talk about a little tech news because it's MWC week. It's all about tech. It's all about tech. All right. Now, I just got an update on my iPhone. All right.
So,
iPhone. Let's talk a little bit about the iPhone because I talked about this Saturday a little bit that, Apple dropped the update because it had a crazy bug.
yep.
What happened? What's going on with the iPhone, Emily?
I did you experience this bug, easy?
No, no.
Did it happen to you? It didn't happen to me either.
Only thing I've been experiencing is some issues. I really been experiencing some lagginess a little bit. Also, I've been experiencing some crashing, especially on Google Plus. I've been experiencing some issues with my iPhone, and that was the 11.2.5 that I was having some of those issues. Also, I don't know. It just did it. The iPhone after updated to 11.2.5, it just didn't feel Apple-ish. Like I mean, it just don't feel like that smoothness, going through those transitions, and then some app crashes and stuff like that. So I actually kind of ran it a little bit this past Saturday on my stream. I'm like, this is not Apple. What's going on here? So so far so good as far as the new update.
Yep.
You know.
I'm really happy with the new update. I have not been having app crashes. I've been having all kinds of carrier issues with Verizon. So I'm
Mm.
having dropped call issues and garbled call issues. And it's a problem because I work on my phone. So I have been in Verizon's Tookus. It's Wine Wednesday. I've been up Verizon's ass all about my coverage. And they're like, it is a known issue in California. It's not just the iPhone. I feel like it's just me, but I've been having horrible problems. The clunkiness that you're experiencing, I haven't experienced with my app, but I kind of live in the Apple universe, and I haven't really had those issues with my apps. But I know people that have.
Yeah.
So I mean, and the reason I haven't been on, I've been traveling for 2 weeks, but I've been having Mac Mini issues. My Mac Mini has been killing me. The last time I was on Wine Wednesday, it was just not streaming, and I've got internet hardwired into that thing, and it was just not doing it. So I have to rework my setup because my kids tell me I get too loud on Wine Wednesday. So I needed to move out to the office for Wine Wednesday because I am too loud for my children at 6 p.m. while they're doing homework. But so now I'm in the office with the wine. So I think I'm going to be hitting up a new iMac. I think that's what's going to happen for me. So I think a new iMac in the future.
Problem to have.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I think the business is going to buy me an iMac. I think we're just about there. I think the business needs a new computer. But anyway, so the tech was giving me fits as I was trying to get on tonight to switch over from the Mac Mini to my older iMac. But my phone has been good.
Isn't the Mac Mini is about 4 years old?
It is about 4 years old. And when I got the Mac Mini for work, I got it for basic video editing, document editing, Word, that kind of stuff. I did not get it for video streaming. That was not my intention when I bought it. I wouldn't have bought that machine for video streaming. And I was trying to clock it more than I needed. For a basic office computer, that thing is a trooper. It does not glitch. It does not bug. It is reliable. It's like your Old Faithful. And I bought it knowing it was going to be my kind of in-between computer when I'm doing a lot of legal work on it. So a lot of typing, a lot of document prep, not a lot of video, not that stuff. So I got it for that, and it's great for that. And I knew I would pass it on to my kids or turn it into a server as storage after I got probably a new iMac. I was waiting to see what they were going to do with the iMac. And now that they finally boosted the iMac back up, it might be time to jump in.
Yeah, but you know what? I actually like the Mac Mini. It's small, compact, and you can add, your monitor. And it was powerful enough 4 years ago when they first came out.
Yeah.
I mean, you got it. I think it's a great concept. The Mac Mini is a great concept. I just think that Apple gave up on it, right? I mean, they haven't. I don't know why.
Anything with it. And it's the perfect computer for me to be able to pass on to my kids. Because if my kids bang around on that computer, it's so easy to wipe it, reinstall it. I mean, it's just not going to get jacked up. It's a robust, great little box, and you can kind of put it anywhere in the house, throw a monitor on it and a keyboard. It's ready to go. It's a great computer, but they have not done anything with it. They haven't boosted it. They haven't bumped the speeds. It is an old computer by tech standards. And it's frustrating because the video card and stuff could not keep up with streaming. So the last stream I was on was from the Mac Mini. I'm using the same webcam and the same internet connection tonight. And it's a huge difference. So it's just the Mac Mini is not made for that. But it's good for what it's good for, and it's a good office. Oh, thanks, girl. I got my hair done today. I'm all fresh, but I got my hair. My hair is now more like my Bitmoji. So my Bitmoji and I are like morphing into one person. It's fantastic.
Cute.
Yeah, but the Mac Mini just wasn't able to keep up with the streaming. But it's exactly the computer I want my kids to use. Mm-hmm. My kids don't need a laptop. They need a computer that they can code on and bang around on and mess up, and you just wipe it and start it over.
Yes.
And I love that they are, my kids in school right now are using all Google Drive stuff. So my kid can come home and log on to his Google Drive, and what he's worked on at school is at home. I love all of that. So, yes. But anyway, the Mac Mini, not a streaming web computer.
So for everybody that probably asked the question, where's Scrumptious? Where's Kimmy? We want to put her in our prayers. She had unfortunate death in her family this past weekend. And so she's not able to come on the stream. But so she's definitely a VIP. Mm-hmm. And and so all our prayers go to Kimmy and Scrumptious
Absolutely.
for a family and stuff like that. And things like that happens, and we don't want it to happen. But all our hearts and prayers and love go out to Scrumptious and Kimmy for having immediate death in their family. So, I just want to put that out because I know people will ask that question of where is Kimmy, because she's been here every week uh, since the beginning. So,
Girl
we
is here for it.
yeah, and so
Oh,
we all
Kimmy, we
don't.
love you.
Yeah, we love you, Kimmy. And so when people miss it, people always ask the question, well, where is this person at? Why are they not there? And all that stuff like that. So, and also,
There's drama, behind the scenes drama.
so, and also for people that want to see Catwoman pretty face, she's having some technical difficulties. So we can hear her, but we can't see her beautiful face.
I'm
So,
sorry, you guys. I think I broke my camera with my ugly face.
No, stop it, girl. You're
No,
gorgeous,
no.
and I love you, and I'm sad to not see your face.
Yes. So we got MWC coming up. I know we're gonna talk a little tech news. I do want to get into some other news because this is Wild Wednesday and it's not all about tech. But we got MWC coming up, and we got everybody right now is focused on the Galaxy S9, the Galaxy S9, the Galaxy S9, and so, with MWC was Mobile World Congress, it's actually more than the Galaxy S9, folks. A lot of people say, well, Mobile World Congress is all about the Galaxy S9. It's actually not. But we get, a plethora of devices. We getting all kinds of new stuff. So let's see what MWC comes to part. Because, you think about it. This is a showcase for mobile devices, right? This is the mobile platform for every mobile device that comes out in 2018, right? Well, try to come out in 2018. But I think that Mobile World Congress is going to be pretty good. Shout out to Sean Be Nice. I see you in the building. Will is in the building. Yes. So I know, Emily, it's all about iPhone with you and everything. And I know Apple. But, before. I know we want to talk about Mobile World Congress, but gee whiz, man, Apple is getting hammered right now, huh? It's like Apple, everything. It's like news about Apple, bugs and news about they not making as much money. News that people is upset that they're not selling a lot of iPhones. Oh my God, it's like they picking Apple apart. And look, let's put this in perspective. Apple will sell more phones than LG and then ACC and all these other, but they don't make their projections. So instead of 70 million, they might do 65 million. So people get concerned. They got, oh, Apple. I don't know. And we've also heard rumors. We also heard that Samsung is not doing so well when it comes down to projected sales. And I can give you my opinion about this. That the $1,000 phone is those days, especially with the economy. Everybody talk about, oh, Mr. Trump got the economy rolling. I don't see it, and I think that will somebody pay $1,000 in December, or maybe sign a new contract for $1,000 phone? It's very difficult for that person to pay another $1,000 in 2018. $1,000, man. Are we at the point of $1,000 phone? Because the Galaxy S9, we hearing there's going to be upper tiers of 900 plus tax. Let's say $1,000, right? Plus tax, including tax. The Galaxy S9 going to be almost $1,000. Are we at that point? I remember a couple of years ago when the Galaxy devices, even phones, come out at $699, $799. Are we at the $899 price point for these phones? And I think
I have feelings about this, but I'm going to let Catwoman go first.
I think we are.
I have emotions.
I think that we are because of the iris scanner, the fingerprint technology. There's a lot of things that these upper tiers phones can do that the bottom phones can't. And yes, there's some bottom phones that could do it better than, but for the things that you're getting in jam-packed into one phone, I can see why they're trying to get it to $1,000, because these type of James Bonds like technology needs to be paid. It does. So it sucks because we still haven't gotten the fingerprint under the display. We wanted that to come out this year, and it looks like it's not going to happen. But I think that it does because of the other types of technology that's in there that you can't jam pack into another type of phone. And that would be a mid-tier, and then also have that as well.
Well, wait. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I'm gonna play devil's advocate because you're saying a lot of technology jam packed in the flagship phone.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
OnePlus 5T. All right. You got 835 processor, 6 gigs or 8 gigs of RAM. You got good body style, 18:9 aspect ratio. It's Android, so you can do whatever you want with it. So when it comes down to features, you can always add a launcher if you need that feature. So I know what people always say is that when you got a phone that give you all these features, my rebuttal is they got a ROM that can do the same thing. They got a launcher that can do the same thing. So when you talk about this is a Samsung device that want to charge you $1,000 because they so-called putting in features. To me, that's software. That's not features. And I think when you add a launcher to any phone, you can make almost any phone perform or look like any phone. We can make Android phones look like iPhones.
You can, but you can't. Okay, you can't mimic an iPhone, and you can't mimic a Samsung flagship. You can't. You can't find another device that has the exact same things that the Apple has, or the exact same things that Samsung has. They might have bits and pieces of other ones, yeah, but it doesn't have everything all in one package. So, do I like it that it's $1,000? No, but I can understand because they're a company. Right. Do I think the price is too damn high? Yes, it is, but I can understand why they want to keep it that high for right now, just because of all of the technology that they're putting into it right now that nothing else can compare to.
What you think about this, Emily?
So I have feelings. First, I think that all the hate is misplaced. It's how many units are they selling? Right, but the units are more expensive. Is anybody crying over Apple's profitability right now? No. Are their shares going down? No. Are their stockholders upset? No. So the people who are complaining are pundits who we don't know Apple's numbers because they don't release the numbers. So when they're saying Apple's selling less units, based on what? Selling less units based on what? Based on speculation and conjecture. So Apple's bottom line is not hurting. Do I think we're going to see the higher end phone market cannibalized a bit by the lower end phone market? Yeah, because the lower end. Do you have an intruder? Is there an intruder?
No,
I'm calling you out right now. But the lower end phones are good. Like they're between an iPhone 7 and an iPhone 10. Your iPhone 7 is still a great iPhone, right? So it's getting harder and harder to move the needle to justify that next jump up. And if you don't want to spend $1,000 phone, the iPhone 8 is a great freaking phone.
Yeah.
It's a great phone. So if you don't want the Face ID and if you don't want the new stuff, then that's what you're going to buy. Yeah. And a lot of people, I use my mother as a reference all the time because she doesn't understand YouTube. She doesn't understand why anyone would watch other people talk on the internet. I'm like, you watch the news. I don't understand the difference. But my mother is the person who's like, I am holding onto a home button as long as possible. I will have an iPhone 8 for 3 years because I do not want to change. And I think the Apple market particularly, half the Apple market is people who don't want to change. They're people who want the easy phone. They don't want to modify it. They want it to work with all the crap they already have. And they just want it to be easy. These are the people who threw fits when they got rid of the headphone jack, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to understand that the Apple consumer, yes, you have the fanboys and girls like me. I love my new Apple stuff. I'm going to buy everything they put out. I love it. If I don't love it, I will tell you. But a lot of the people attracted to Apple are people who want their tech to be simple. And it doesn't make sense for them to pay $1,000 for a phone so it doesn't have a home button. Like, that's just not their jam. So I think the $1,000 phone market is always going to be phones that are selling in less volume. You're not going to get the volume we got when the iPhone 4 was released, when the iPhone 5 was released. You're just not going to see that right now because A, it's expensive. B, people can't justify it. And C, people don't want to keep moving forward that fast. I do. I love it. I'm like, let's go, new stuff all the time. but also in what direction are we innovating? I mean, what else are we going to put in these phones to justify the cost in a year?
Mhm.
Oh, and hold on. Corey's popping up saying, Emily, Apple has never discontinued a device as they are going to do with the X. Why would they do that if it's grossing so much profit? First of all, if you look at Apple's number, it is grossing mad profit. They're not discontinuing it. They're going to update and modify it. This was a landmark anniversary phone. This was the introduction of a new body style. So when they come out with their new phone line, what I think we're going to see is that the iPhone X will no longer be sold because we're going to have a phone line of 3 phones. We're going to have whatever's next for the X, the XS or whatever it is. We're going to have the bigger version of that. And then we're going to have a more affordable version without a home button. So if you have a more affordable version without a home button, you can't also put the X on sale. And so you're going to have those 3 options, and that's going to be your product line, and then probably an iPhone 8 at a reduced price. But you're not going to reduce the price on the X. I think they knew that this was an anniversary phone. This is a high quality phone. The materials are beautiful.
Yeah, see that I just about to say that one of the biggest reasons why Apple is going to discontinue this phone is because of the premium because of the premium.
They're just not going to put it on sale. They sold it for a year. I don't.
And so you're right. And so what Apple is doing, I don't know if it's a good thing or bad. I say this in a lot of streams, Emily. I say that if you want to get the best phone that has the best parts, this is the phone. Because the next version of the phone, they're going with cheaper parts because they want to make a little more profit. That's why they're going with LG instead of Samsung, in my opinion. I don't know what's the difference here. Well, we already know that there's going to be a manufacturer a little cheaper. They're going with cheaper parts. The internals go probably be the same, and you're going to just probably bump up the speed as far as the new chipset. But as far as the material, they're going with cheaper material. So to me, this is the anniversary phone. Yeah. If you want a collector's item, this is the one, because the next version of the iPhone won't have those premium parts. They want to say it's going to be premium parts, but
This phone is a Mercedes to fix, though. This phone is not. Yeah. This phone is not a Ford to fix. I drive a Ford. This is not a Ford to fix. This is a Mercedes to fix. So you pay $1,000 for a phone, and then it's balls expensive to fix it.
Right.
I think that you have an easier sell when you move to a phone that is a little less expensive and a little easier to fix, because it gives you that longevity. I mean, speaking of expensive to fix, the HomePod also.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that. And listen, as we talk about Apple, let's talk about the HomePod. Again, Apple getting slammed in the media, right? The HomePod. I mean, MKBHD and all the big YouTubers are slamming the HomePod, saying that what can it do that Alexa and Google Home can do. So they get slammed right now because of that.
But why has it got to be different? It's Apple's version of Alexa and Google. And so for me, I have Alexa and I have the HomePod. I did a really fun, if anybody caught the Instagram live I did a ridiculous Instagram live where I was like screaming at my technology. The HomePod is marketed as a speaker. The HomePod sounds freaking amazing.
Right, I've heard that.
The sound is incredible. It is when you play the HomePod and you play Alexa, Alexa sounds like it's like speakers sitting inside of a tin can. Like it just sounds terrible. It's like a Kia. It sounds cheap and tinny. The HomePod is better than my Sonos speakers. The sound is incredible. So it is a great speaker to put into a room. I can take it outside, plug it in, it's ready to go for wonderful sound. It fills my house with sound. And when it goes loud, when you tell it to turn the volume up loud, it says, "Are you sure?" Like, that's really loud. And it has ridiculous technology in it. Once I can use that as my TV speaker and get rid of my Sonos, and you can use it as stereo, it's going to be a game changer, because video games are going to sound beautiful on it. But it's still Siri. So anything Siri can do, the HomePod can do. If Siri sucks at it, the HomePod sucks at it. So, Alexa is great, but I don't have Amazon Music. I have Apple Music.
Right.
I have all Apple Music. I have all Apple everything. So now I can tell my HomePod to turn on my Apple TV. Yeah, Alexa can do that too, but Alexa can't play my music. Alexa tells jokes. Siri's not as funny. Siri's still snappy. Siri is snappy as hell on the HomePod.
Mm-hmm.
Siri's still Siri. I mean, so the limitations of the HomePod as a smart speaker are the limitations of Siri, but the speaker sounds phenomenal. So the difference is if you're in bed in the Apple universe. Oh, I'm getting feedback.
I get feedback. I hear it.
If you're in bed in the Apple universe, then you really are going to love a HomePod versus something like Alexa. Right now, we have them still both next to each other.
Right.
So
They talk to each other?
They can talk to each other. I don't catch them talking to each other at night, though. I like that the HomePod doesn't listen all the time. I like that I know that the HomePod doesn't turn on until I activate it. And there's some lag sometimes. If you even start to say Alexa's name, that bitch is like, what do you need? But I don't even have the words out of my mouth, girl. Like, stop. When you get into Hey Siri, sometimes it's 2 or 3 times. I'm like, Hey Siri, to try to get it. Sorry if I'm activating everybody's stuff. Hey, S. Sometimes you have to say it a few times, but it's not constantly listening and monitoring. Have you guys ever seen ads pop up on Amazon based on stuff you've been talking about at home that you have not talked to Alexa about? Because that's happened. And
that happens with Facebook too.
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, and so what I've been seeing, look, it's been insane that I see like Amazon stuff pop up everywhere. Everywhere I search the web, I see phones pop up. Up. Like, I got phones in my cart, right? And all of a sudden, everywhere I search at, I got a phone, Mate 10, because I got a Mate 10 in my cart. It's like, God damn, I ain't even bought the phone yet. So it's insane. We get more feedback.
Catwoman, I think we're getting feedback on your end.
Oh crap! Okay, hold on.
Sorry, girl.
Big House Production says, loving this tech talk. Yes, Siri has attitude issues. Oh, yeah.
Siri's got mad attitude.
Yeah,
and you know what I liked? Here's what I really liked. Alexa, we're going to talk Super Bowl for a minute, but Alexa picked a side. Alexa's like, I love an underdog. Go Eagles. Alexa would sing Fly, Eagles, Fly. Siri's like, I'm rooting for the Patriots. And I'm like, Siri, pick a side. Pick a side, Siri.
Don't you think that Siri needs an update, though?
I do think Siri needs an update.
Because Siri's been around for a long time. And I've been using my iPhone a lot. And, I say, Siri, call such and such. And, they pull up a website. And if I go to my Google and I say, okay, the hotkey, and I say, call such and such, and they call it. I mean, to me, it's kind of night and day when it comes down to Google and Siri. Because Google gets it right. I mean, even if they got noise in the room, I'm talking to Google, and they getting it right. 99% of the time, Google gets it right. Apple, I'm about 70% with Apple right now. 70%. And I think Siri, she's always upset to me. She don't have no personality. Siri is always mad. I can't do that.
Siri's got a personality. We just don't always like Siri's personality. Yeah. Siri has got personality. That is for sure. But yeah, I think Siri does need an update. Siri has a hard time if you have any accent at all. Siri doesn't understand everybody. I don't use Google Assistant because I'm not in the Google universe. So once again, it's what universe you're in. Like Alexa makes sense to me because I do use a lot of Amazon products. And Alexa has a ton of automations that I can use. I can deal with my entire house for Alexa. But that took time on the back end for me to go in and set everything up. Literally, the HomePod got plugged in. My phone was there. It's like, do you want the stuff from your phone? I'm like, yes. Siri, turn on my lights. Lights were on. Like the universe is so right, but Siri needs a little.
I want to make this comment. For Big House Production talked about the iPhone SE. To me, if you're going to go into the iPhone universe, Best Buy, I've been seeing iPhone SEs for $150. If you're going to go into the Apple ecosystem and you just want to try it out, oh my God, get an iPhone SE. I know it's small, but the cameras are good. It's still running iOS 11, whatever the latest iOS.
Yep.
iPhone SE is a phone that it is one of those devices that I really recommend, especially for a new timer. If you want to spend $150, get into the Apple ecosystem. It's a small device, but it is very capable, and the cameras on the iPhone SE is phenomenal.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, are we seeing? I mean, my kids are young, and my kids kind of are stuck doing what I'm doing. But I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to want to just pick the Google universe or the Amazon universe or a combination of the two so that they have the flexibility to move back and forth. Because you can take all your Google stuff to Apple. You can take your Amazon music to Apple. You can take everything to Apple. Once you're in the Apple universe, you can't take it back out. Like, if anything happened, my husband and I have been together forever, and he's dead before we ever get divorced, so it's cool. But if anything ever happens, like, how do I split my digital assets? Every CD he or I have ever owned is now digital and in our iTunes that are under one iTunes address. Every movie we've ever bought is under one iTunes address. Like, I don't even know how you split digital assets these days because somebody would have to start all over. Like, we're so in every app. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to think about it, what you think? If somebody was going into the Apple ecosystem, would you recommend an iPhone SE, Catwoman?
Yeah, I would.
Cheap,
I agree.
right?
Yeah, cheap. If you're just trying to test the waters and see if it's for you.
Why not?
Yeah, that's a smart idea.
Or iPhone 7s, right? I would go iPhone 7s because that's also cheap.
Beautiful phone.
Well, actually, I saw something in the news. Well, not in the news, online, where Apple opened up a store in South Korea. And they're doing really good because a lot of the devices that actually people are buying in South Korea is the iPhone S and S Plus. Those are like selling like hotcakes over there. Even though it's a mid-tier device, people really, really do love it. And it has a headphone jack too. So Samsung is actually is feeling it right now because they're digging into their market. What they thought was that when Apple came in, that it was just, some of the market share from other manufacturers like Google and China and all those other ones. It was their market was gonna dip, but Samsung's market was gonna stay strong. But actually, their percentage has gone down a little bit. So I found that really interesting.
Well, think about it is, and let's be honest. You got two kind of ecosystems at this point, right? You got Apple and you have Google, Samsung, right? Now everybody try to justify BlackBerry, this and that, but when it comes down to when you look at the pie, right? You got Apple, but not in the United States. Now I know abroad you got Huawei is the third largest company, right? It's a different abroad.
We need Timmy to talk about the Huawei.
Yeah, the Huawei. Yeah. So the Huawei is the third company that's over abroad, but in the United States, it's only two companies. That's it. It's all the two big players. And you know what? The two big players probably stopped Huawei from coming to the United States because Huawei got very good product. But I tell you what, the crap that Huawei got, the man was on stage. I couldn't believe it. The man was on stage and buku tweets was coming out. AT&T just yanked them, just pulled the covers off the deal. I mean, it was crazy. The man on stage talking about this is the Mate 10, and we're gonna be in the United States at AT&T, and AT&T like, nope. Why the man on stage?
That's so sad.
That was bad, man. I mean, the man on stage talking about how good the product is and they about to make it happen, and all of a sudden AT&T like just yanked the covers off. That was a bad deal. I don't like how AT&T played that though. I mean, they could have did that before the man got on stage. Obviously, that made Huawei look bad.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that right now the United States is telling people not to get anything from Huawei or ZTE because they're spying on us. It's like, no, only the United States is allowed to spy on their citizens. No one else is allowed to.
Everybody
I
think
mean,
about it.
right?
I mean, think about it. I mean, especially if they campaign about ZTE. ZTE sell a lot of phones in the mid tiers, the Metro PCS and the Boost Mobiles. All right,
Hmm.
they are a very big in the hood because every time you walk in the hood, you're gonna have a Metro PCS and a Boost Mobile. That's
Right.
all I see. I
Yeah.
mean, you go to a T-shirt shop, what you go see a Metro PCS sitting in there. So
Right.
they sell a lot of ZTE phones. So when you're hearing Congress having all kinds of stuff about banning ZTE and Huawei phones, you got to be kidding me at this point, right?
Yeah, that hurts my heart
That
because
hurts. That
it makes
hurts.
me think about when I had, when I had the Note 7 and all of a sudden I turned into a pariah because I was walking around with a possibly an explosive device. I
A
mean, it's still
bomb!
chilling.
You're walking around with a bomb.
Yeah.
You walking around with a bomb. Your phone
This
was a
bomb, this
bomb.
bomb hasn't gone off yet, so there must be
You're like,
something
my
wrong with
phone
the
is
timer.
on fire.
Yeah.
The
Literally.
bomb.
Well,
Yeah,
we've had
So
some more.
competition, I think all of us agree that competition is exactly what the cell phone market needs, right? Competition pushes innovation, pushes
Yes.
prices down, and gives consumers a choice. And especially once you've got, I love my Apple services, but once you have services like Google, where all your shit is just in the cloud and you can put it on any phone, you can just put it anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There should be competition in phones. You can take your information and data anywhere you want to go. You can take your phone number anywhere you want to go. So it's hard for me to see companies aggressively blocking other companies and the government supporting that, because I really think free and open competition is what's best for all of us.
Yeah, but you know who's missing out? The door is wide open for one company to come on in and take care of business.
Yep.
LG.
Mm-hmm.
LG. Where you
Yep.
at, LG? Please, somebody could give LG the memo and say, can you please step in while Huawei is getting screwed over right now, ZTE
Right.
is getting screwed over right now. Can you just slam us with a good phone? Could you slam us with a keynote address?
Right.
Could you just slam us with some product? LG.
Right.
They're too busy grabbing L's
And
right now.
it's gonna talk to your dishwasher and your refrigerator and your washing machine, and it's gonna make you dinner. My whole house is LG, except for my HomePod, my phone, and my TV.
Yeah.
So they've got a universe too, and I think it would really, really be interesting to see what they would come up with.
Yeah.
I mean,
I say a
I
little
agree
prayer
with
for
you.
them.
All right. So let's get into the S9 before we get out of this.
Yeah.
Galaxy S9 is so hyped. I remember this like last year, right? They talked about the Galaxy S8. Oh, the Galaxy S8. It's gonna be the best phone. And you know what? It may be the best phone, but oh my God. Let me put my code in. I've been having some problems with this phone, man. I mean, ugh. God, look at that. This lag, this lag. I talk about this. Please, somebody help me with this laggy device. Nah, I think my biggest problem with the Galaxy phones, I applaud them for updating legacy phones like the Galaxy S6, Galaxy Note 5. They put them all update them. The problem is that the older phone, I mean the newer phones like the Galaxy S8 is still stuck on Android 7.0. Now we know that on the 25th we're going to have the Galaxy S9. Galaxy S9 going to have, the Samsung stuff, the 845 processor, 6 gigs of RAM. The basic. It's getting hyped. It's getting hyped. It's getting hyped. We know this. Here's my thing about the Galaxy S9. Now, coming from the Galaxy S7 to the Galaxy S8, we saw a big change, right? Complete body style. We get complete this and complete that. But going from the Galaxy S8 to the Galaxy S9, I mean, to me, I feel it's an incremental update. It's like going from an iPhone 7 to iPhone 7S. We get this incremental update, and I think that I don't know. I don't know. Again, we have to wait and see where we're going to get with the Galaxy S9. Obviously, they moved the fingerprint scanner. They don't have a choice but to move the fingerprint scanner.
Yeah.
Everybody's biggest complaint was the fingerprint scanner, right? The fingerprint scanner being in the wrong spot, and put it down there. Now, a lot of people is complaining about the fingerprint scanner because it's still close to the camera. It's like, why Samsung don't put it like how everybody else is. So
Oh,
it is
really?
too
That's a
close.
problem now? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's still too close to the camera. So
Uh-huh.
even if it's over here or it's over down here, it's still I'm still gonna be touching the camera lens. So
Right.
even though Samsung is moving the fingerprint scanner, it's still gonna be too close to the camera.
Yep.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see if that's gonna be a problem or not. I didn't even think about that being a problem, but okay.
You're
I,
gonna
I
put it right there. I mean, you're just gonna put it right there.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean it.
I'm gonna be smudging my camera the whole time. We'll see what happens though.
Yeah, my thing is this. Listen, I just want to put this out there. Coming from an 835 to 845, we've seen it in OnePlus devices that it's a speed demon. It's not. Listen, I made a video. I just dropped a video today about the Motorola X4, right? 630 processor, 3 gigs and 4 gigs of RAM, right? It played everything in the Play Store. It did not lag. It did not do anything. The phone cost $250,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I say that to say this. If a $250 phone could have the latest software in Android 8.0, right, and it has all the latest stuff, then we got a phone that costs $1,000 that Samsung, we might update it, we may not. You know,
Right.
what's the problem at this point? You know, let me see. Let's see. Motorola updated to Android 8.0. If not, then when will they? Well, the Motorola X4, I made a video. I made a couple of videos about this. Motorola X4 is already at Android 8.0. It's been on Android 8.0 for about a week or so. I made a video about that. It's on my YouTube channel.
About a
But
week ago. Hey. Oh, sorry.
Here's
that
the
is,
question:
yes.
Are the consumers part of the problem?
Yeah, of
Are we
course we
part of the
are.
problem?
Mhm.
Are we? And by we, I mean me, bougie, and want our beautiful, new, expensive? Look at me, I love it. I got the newest, latest, and greatest phone. When the $250 phone will do all of the same shit. Do we buy into the hype? I totally buy into the hype. But like on a massive scale, if people stop buying the $1,000 phones, they'll stop making them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I
we're
agree
buying into it.
100%.
Well, and I agree with you. Here's a problem that I got. I've been taking mid-tier phones, and people get pissed off at me when I do this. I take mid-tier phones and I put them against flagships, and people don't like when I make these videos. But when the mid-tier phones mop the floor with a flagship, then
Right.
oh, you got a defect. You got a defect.
Right.
Ain't no way that mid-tier $200 phone should be the flagship, a flagship. So what is the definition of a flagship? The OEM says it's a flagship. But what is
Right.
the definition of a flagship? A device that's purely optimized, that works, that run every app that you wanted to run and do everything you wanted to do. That's a
Right.
flagship. So
Right. And Ace,
go
sorry,
ahead.
Ace Lucerno is saying some people are sorry people, but I won't buy a trashy phone. I just can't do it. But I think the point that we're making is that these phones aren't trash.
Yeah. They don't.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
The phones ain't trash no more.
Yeah.
Listen, in 2018, we started to see a phenomenon. We're not seeing trashy phones no more.
Right.
Those days is over with. This is not
Right.
2015 that we saw phones with low end processor that lagged out the box, 1 gig
Right.
of RAM and all that stuff. No. We seeing $200 phones with 4 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 660 processors, and all the bells and whistles. You're getting 1080p HD screens, right? 18:9 aspect ratio, glass bodies, this, that, and the other, plus purely optimized software. No, there's no more trashy phones anymore. Those
Exactly.
days, even on the Apple, even in the Apple ecosystem, you're getting still, you're getting all your phones like the iPhone 7s and all that stuff updated to the new operating system. So they getting everything that the newer
Right.
phones are getting. So it's no trashy phones, folks.
Mhm.
In 2018, we're not seeing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
It's hard to find. I mean, I bet you that it's gonna be really hard for you to make a funeral video this year.
Mhm, mhm.
So it was even hard when I had the iPhone 8 for just a little bit before I got the 10 because I wasn't going to be left out of, obviously making YouTube videos about it and trying out that phone in the month or so I was waiting for the 10. I was sad getting rid of the 8.
Yeah.
I love the 10. I love Face ID. I am so in on Face ID. I love it. But I was sad getting rid of the 8. It was a beautiful, beautiful phone. So when people would ask me what phone to buy, I'm like, get a 7, get an 8. You cool, like whatever you want to do. So I don't know. You don't need to buy these phones. And I think that's why they're seeing or projecting the volume, the amount of these higher end phones going down, because it's just, there isn't a lot of need. I have a hard time justifying to somebody why I need the iPhone 10. I want this phone. This is a want. I want the phone. I want the Face ID. I want to try it out. I want the new Apple phones. This is a purely want-based product. My Apple 7S was fine.
Right.
The 8 was great. This is a want. And it has brought me back into this size phone. Like, I don't know if I'll go back to a bigger phone. I forgot how nice it was to have the one hand and to have the one-handed keyboard option. I dropped this phone a lot less. I don't need a pop socket on it. I can still, well, there have been a few issues with Pokemon Go on the iPhone X, if we want to get into that. But generally, it does everything I need. So
right. And for everybody that watched my YouTube channel, I did a drop test on the iPhone 8 Plus.
Yeah, that was great.
I did a drop test on the iPhone 8 Plus, and the very first drop with a case on it, the back shattered. And so here's the point that I was making in that drop test. First of all, it was a sponsored video. Second of all, that when I dropped that it reminds me of if I had a $200 phone and I dropped it, I'm okay with that. But when you drop a $1,000 phone and knowing you have to pay at least $500 to get it fixed, that's $1,500. That's a lot of money when you talk about even putting a case on it. You still at risk, even though I dropped it on asphalt, right? Even though I dropped it on asphalt, but you take the risk when you buy a $1,000 phone. Trust me, I never babyfied a phone so much as I do this phone. You can think about how you like, oh no, I can't let nobody touch this phone. No. But you can see it. You see it? Can you touch it? No.
Touch it.
And that's the problem. When you sissify a phone and babyfy so much that it's more of a jewelry than a phone. And I think that's a problem with the iPhone 10. I won't let nobody touch this phone. This phone costs almost $1,100. I won't never. That's the problem. That's the point, because I know it costs so much to fix. Somebody can say, "Oh, I like the phone." Oops. And you.
My kid's iPad got broken. Yep.
One fall, one drop, and it is done.
The last one. Yep.
So, Android Stud is in the building. He said, "What's up, Easy and the ladies? Wine Wednesday full effect."
And Ray's saying, "What's up, stream?" You know, Easy, we didn't ask the chat room what they're drinking, because I don't see anybody drinking. I'm a bottle of wine in, and I don't know what's happening with everybody else.
I'm using a special blend here of 190 octane with Everclear.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit, Easy.
That's strong.
Everclear. I don't think I've had Everclear since I was in college, and even then it was a bad decision. I like it. You're just going hard. But you're in the cake shop. You got food. Like, you've got snacks around. You're ready to go.
Yeah, I don't have any snacks available at this moment, but it's one of those things. But yeah, it is. Let's see. We got a lot of comments coming in.
Yeah, we do.
You need your phone in an out-of-box case. I don't take chances. I don't like out of boxes. Do y'all like out of boxes? Those things are horrible. It's ugly. It's bulky. It makes you listen. If I got to put an out of box on the phone, I won't buy it.
No.
I need a kickstand. I need a kickstand in my life. I watch too much media to not have a kickstand.
I don't. I love just a simple, slim, clear case. I love a thin case. I love it so much. I love a clear case. But you know what freaks me out is when I see like the Apple employees all like riding bareback on their phones with no cases because they don't want to mess up the design. Like, that shit freaks me out. Yeah. But I love the just a clear thin case. I wish so.
You're right, because guess what? If you go to rock an iPhone, you got to put a clear case on.
so pretty.
Like, you got to put a clear case on. I agree.
It's so pretty. This phone and the 8, they're so pretty. But if Apple put out I didn't see a battery packed iPhone case for this phone. I haven't looked recently, but I would do that. But I live on my phone, so I tend to kill my battery.
Oh, wait. So let me ask Ace. Hold on. No, Ace, we're not saying we hate stuff that you like. We're not saying it. We just answer your questions. No. We cool, Ace. Ace, look, y'all know that Ace been on my show a lot. And Ace be on Google Plus heavily. And now Ace, you good. Yeah. Let's see. I could drop my Galaxy S8 from the top of the Empire State Building and it will survive. No, it won't, sir. I promise you. I promise you. If you drop it 6 feet bare bones, it will shatter like it never.
Can we get OtterBox to sponsor a video for Wine Wednesday? OtterBox. OtterBox. I want to know how high we can get up, and we'll drop a bottle of wine and an OtterBox phone, and we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
It'll be amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe not from the top of the Empire State Building because that would involve a lot of paperwork, but from somewhere high.
Yeah.
OtterBox.
Tech for Your Knees says that he's drinking water. I'm drinking water too. And then who else do we got here drinking?
Somebody was drinking Coronas. Tech Time had some Coronas.
Yes.
Tech Time with lime or without lime.
And Sean is drinking Widow Jane bourbon.
Woo!
Ooh. Woo!
And Big House says that Eric is drinking gasoline.
And look, on that note, I'm going to the men's room.
Okay.
So, of course you are. Well, let's talk about me. Android Stud says he loves my glass. Thank you, Android Stud. I got this from a friend for Christmas to be on Wine Wednesday. She said, I have a Wine Wednesday class for you. And it says, you have every right to be jealous. And it was kind of an inside joke because I quit my job a year ago. And now I get to rule my own life. And I get to drink wine on the internet and talk about tech with you guys and live my best life.
That's awesome. And you've been traveling a lot too.
Girl, it has been, I have been traveling so much. We're Eric's on. Y'all, we're going to chat. We're going to chat here for a minute. I've been dealing with kind of my clients. So I was at a blogger retreat, which was kind of high level 6-figure bloggers I was talking to them about setting up their business and how to use corporations to grow wealth and protect their businesses. And we talked about media and YouTube and growing on social media. And that was amazing. And then I was at MIA, which is Shailene Johnson's Marketing Impact Academy. And I got to hang out with Sean Cannell for like 3 days. I was like, Sean, I'm like, Sean, you're my boy. Like, I was texting with his wife the other day. They're the coolest people. So we got to talk on YouTube and hang out. Social media marketing world is coming up. So I'm going to be at Social Media Marketing World in next week down in San Diego. But the Marketing Impact Academy was a lot of online influencers and then online business owners. So it's kind of my target audience for what I do with my legal side.
Yeah.
So it was really, really fun to get to hang out. I got to hang out with Nicole Walters because she's my girl. If you guys don't follow Nicole Walters, just go follow a girl like immediately. She's amazing. She grew her online entrepreneurial business from nothing to 6 figures in like a year, but she is the queen of viral videos. She's had 6 videos go viral this year, and we're talking like 40 million views viral. So she has viral videos all over the place, a very cool family, and she has a very, very giving heart.
Is this her here, Nicole Walters?
That's Nicole, yes.
Oh, so wow, Nicole, she's gorgeous.
Isn't she lovely? Nicole's big viral video, recently, she was a Periscoper, transitioned over to Instagram Live, Facebook Live. She was talking about the bougie moms at drop off for the bus. And she was hiding. She was like, I don't have a wig on. I don't have lashes on. I don't have makeup on. I don't have a bra on. Like, why are these women walking to the bus looking perfect? How are they good at life and I'm not? 40 million views, news channels, like, ooh, it's thrown down with the bus stop moms. if you guys want to watch the formula for a viral video, it is not a joke that this girl has had 5 in the last few months, really, really big viral videos.
Wow. Okay. I'm surprised I haven't heard of her. I need to hop on that.
You need to follow Nicole. So I know a lot of our audience are also YouTubers. I know you guys have your, if you want to watch kind of the formula for a YouTube video, first of all, don't be prepared, be real, and talk about stuff that other people are going to talk about. So, you know, those clickbaity kind of videos that are controversial, it's controversial to talk about the perfect bust up moms. Anyway, viral videos.
And since we talk about YouTube, YouTube ad apocalypse started yesterday, and it continued today. We have millions and millions of YouTubers just got demonetized. I got 3 YouTube channels, and one of my YouTube channels has got the ad apocalypse. I got the email today saying
How
that.
do you keep up with that many channels?
I know. I got the email today. It said New Orleans tech guy no longer meets the criteria of this, that, and other. And matter of fact, I'm a pull up the email so y'all guys can see.
Yes, please. Let's talk YouTube. I love talking smack on YouTube. And I actually was talking to Sean Cannell at Marketing Impact Academy about demonetization gate, and about that demonetization period when you're in limbo and ads are still running on your videos, and why YouTubers aren't getting the money. And he's like, I've never noticed that. I'm like, we need to take a look. Albert Yu says he's had a busy week, training night and day for Taekwondo belt exam. Awesome, Albert. What belt are you? My son does Taekwondo. He loves it. Taekwondo is awesome. We spend 2 nights a week at Taekwondo. Anyway.
All right, so I pulled it up, and let's see if I can show you guys this. I pulled it up, and there it is. All right, here we go. Hi, New Orleans tech guy. As you probably heard, we recently announced updates to the YouTube partner program. We made these changes to address the spike in abuse on YouTube. Bad actors like spammers, impersonators, and re-uploaders. Our goal is to ensure a healthy ecosystem where our original creators can grow and thrive. As of today, your channel, New Orleans Tech Guy, no longer have access to the monetization tools association with YouTube Partner Program because it does not meet the new threshold of 4,000 watch hours in the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. This also means that your channel no longer affiliate with your MCM, which, wow, I actually was a partner with MCN. You can learn more here. If you meet the new threshold at some point in the future, you'll be automatically reevaluated in the YouTube Partner Program, which typically takes 1 to 2 weeks.
Right, so automatically be reevaluated, but it's going to take you a month to do it.
That is. So that is exactly what I got, and they give you a video and all that crap like that. So this is the email I got for my one of my channels. Because I think I got 600 subscribers or something. So yeah,
you're almost there.
I'm almost there.
You know, and discoverability is getting tougher too in YouTube, and I don't know if this is going to improve that and help smaller channels get back up to that threshold. I doubt it. I can see how it shakes out.
Yeah, unless you're talking about something that nobody else is talking about and someone is searching for it, you're not going to be able to be found.
The thing that I thought was really interesting coming out of all of this that I didn't know, and maybe I just wasn't in the know, but the preferred channels and the preferred content creators.
We learned about that.
And you're seeing it on Facebook too with these Facebook channels, right? These Facebook channels that are starting to compete with the YouTube channel are only preferred influencers. And Snapchat just rolled out analytics to its preferred content providers and to its influencers. So it's really, you're seeing it across the board in social media that there are preferred content creators and it's the popular kids. It's the fucking popular kids. It's the popular kids on social media get to do all the stuff. And then the rest of us are over here going, all right, I guess I'm not cool enough. I'm going to go watch Star Wars with my friends again.
So today, a lot of people, upset because I mean I got 3 YouTube channels. My K channel is safe, and Easy Computer
Right.
Solutions safe, but New Orleans Tech Guy, which is my third channel, I got demonetized, and so I was on the network. Actually, I was MCN. I was on the network with that one, and so I got the email, and now I'm about to get kicked off the network, which is fine. I mean, but at the end of the day, me along with millions of YouTubers just got demonetized. They just took whatever, and it's all over with us. And it's a shame, I mean, I've been on YouTube since the end of 2015, and Easy Computer Solutions is my bread and butter. I love the channel. I do a lot of things on the channel to help people, but to hear countless of people that contact me and say that their channels are being demonetized because of this ad apocalypse.
Right.
It's just, I don't know. It's discouraging. It's very
It is.
discouraging, you know. But here's the thing. I talked about this for about a year. I've been talking about this ad apocalypse stuff for a long time about YouTube is making changes. They got YouTube TV, subscription based services. They started demonetizing a lot of people's channels. They got these preferred YouTubers, all right, and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's
Yep.
insane. But what are we gonna do?
Yeah. But did you
Well,
guys
I think. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, have you guys heard about how YouTube is now trying to create a social justice branding like section? You know how we have like how to's and stuff like that? Well, they want to do like a social commentary. So now they're trying to basically monetize
Free
how
speech.
how free speech is. So basically, if you're a part of the YouTube social justice program, then your channel won't get demonetized and won't have any problems. So man, I wish I could show you guys a screenshot of what this girl
I mean, the thing
posted.
about it is, here's my biggest problem is, right? My biggest problem is that a lot of the small YouTubers were generating at least their threshold, maybe $100 in maybe 2 months or 3 months, right?
Right.
So they was doing their thing. The problem is that is gone. Even if it took you
Right.
2 months or 3 months to generate $100, at least you knew that if you work hard, you grind hard, and you put out a
Right.
good content, you know that it's going to get better.
Right.
And so, listen, a lot of people believe that getting 1,000 subscribers is easy. It's not easy at all
No.
because, first of all, YouTube does not push your videos. The SEOs is all screwed up. The SEO, I mean, the search engine is screwed up. So even if you did put this, say, if you're a new YouTuber, you put in your title, "This is my review of the Galaxy S9." What page would you be on as a small YouTuber? Page 100?
Yeah.
The normal person won't go past the first
Right.
or second page, so you would never get discovered. You would never be in the with those type of preferred channels or whatever. And it's hard. A lot of people have been coming to me asking me, "Easy, what could I do?" I told them, work hard, grind hard. It's an investment. Just make it fun. That's what I said. Just make it fun. If you start a YouTube for the money, then you're already wrong. You're already in it. So I don't know. It's tough. It's very tough.
This is the screenshot that someone was sent by YouTube. It says, "Want to make a social impact? Use your voice to inspire social change on YouTube. Turn your passion for social issues into videos with social impact." And then obviously they were asking them if they want to turn their channel into a brand. So
Right.
Samsung,
landing
oh
brand
sorry,
deals.
YouTube right now is hunting for social content so that they can now put it under their umbrella, but obviously, make it advertiser friendly.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes because it's gonna marginalize other people. I can already see
Right.
that happening.
I mean, the thing about it is, especially tech reviewing, everybody believe that if you're a tech reviewer, you're gonna get free product, which is incorrect. It's hard to get product, and I see a lot of people put in comments say that $100. I mean, $100 is a lot of money for a smaller YouTuber, like you said, Emily.
Yeah.
It is. It's just a lot of money.
$100 a month is a solid amount of money for a small YouTube channel.
Right.
Especially Ace was saying his channel got demonetized, but was making regularly $100 a month. So that's a lot of watches. I mean,
but that's $1,200 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, if this say, for instance, your water bill is $80 and your light bill is $120, you put $20 in it and you just paid your water and your light bill off of YouTube money. Think about that. That's even if you got $100 a month, I say this, but it can help out the household. It can help out. You could put in, maybe 2 months or 3 months worth of that income and buy a mid-tier phone and do it as a review. So $100 is a lot of money. Listen, I put it like this: it doesn't matter. You put in the work. Think about this, right? But I mean, I feel passionate about this because a lot of people don't get it. A lot of people don't get it, in my opinion. I believe that. Listen, I record with high-end software. I record with 3 and 4 cameras. I record with a lot of high-end stuff. I got studio lighting. That to me, that's work to put this together. And to me, if you work on a job and you work on the job, you get paid for that work. And if you put your content on YouTube and you got advertisers putting ads on your video, that's the point. Ads. If you see ads on the demonetized video, that means you're not getting paid for it. That's the whole point. That's the point here. The point here is that why give you? I don't give a shit if it's $10. I want it. I don't care because I put the work in. I put the time in. I put the effort in. Fun or not fun, it's still work.
What happens too is when YouTubers are first starting out and they're getting that bit amount of money, they're putting that money right back into their channel. They're buying new equipment and stuff like that to make their production, more better. And so even though a person might get like $100 a month, a lot of the times that money goes right back into YouTube.
Yeah. Right. And that's the whole thing. So what I look at like this, if you was reaching your $100 threshold every month, that means that you could take that money and reinvest it in the channel, or you could take that money and reinvest it in a product to keep your channel running. And that's the whole point. And this is why I disagree with this deal, total demonetization of people. Because think about this. I would just make this an example. What if your channel is demonetized and you just popped up a viral video that got 10 million views? You done.
You ain't get nothing.
You ain't get nothing.
Nada.
This is the point. This is the point. Because you might hit that one lottery ticket. You might hit that one lottery ticket and get 40 million views and you get zero money for it.
Yeah.
Zero. And this is the point of why I don't like this demonetization, because we see it all the time. If you see it all the time, you might have everybody that work hard, then you get that 1 or 2 viral videos, and then it get 20 and 30 million views, and you get zero for it.
Yeah, but the problem too is they say, oh, it takes about a week or 2 to review it. That's a lie. There's a YouTuber called Craig. He has been, he's reached the first threshold where you needed 10,000 views and 1,000 subscribers. And his stuff was still under review from the last time I checked, like 2 weeks ago. And it was since November. So what are they talking about? It's going to take 1 to 2 weeks to review.
Yeah,
that's a lie. Lies. The lying.
This is the point. And I promise you that if your video is viral, you will see ads in it. Even if you demonetize. Because, Emily, we talked about this.
We did talk about this.
And look, I've had videos. I got videos that's private, that's unlisted, that would get demonetized. Right. I sent the text. I sent the tweet to YouTube. How could you demonetize a private video? How could you demonetize an unlisted video? Right? How could you do that? And this is the point to all my content creators out there, is that we listen. I'm in the fight with you. I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting with you. I do understand. A lot of people make these comments that, oh man, it ain't nothing but $10 or $20 or whatever. Man, let me tell you something. $20 could feed somebody. That could be your dinner tonight. That $20 or that $100 threshold that will pay somebody's bill. whether that's your
Right.
bill or somebody else. So don't give up on, don't give a third party company your money.
Right.
Why would you give them your money? You worked for it. Did you put the video out? Did you edit it? Did you upload it? Did you use your internet? Your internet that you paying
Your
for
electricity, your
your
computer.
electricity, your computer. Come on, man. People got to
Yep.
understand. Don't get caught up in the hype of, oh, I wasn't making no money anyway. I ain't worrying about it. I just making videos for fun. Yeah, but you still doing the work, people.
Right.
And they're still putting ads in your video, people.
Right.
I don't know. I get compassionate about it. I'm sorry, y'all.
Well, that, you know, I think that YouTube thinks that likes are the new currency. So they're like, well,
Yes.
people are liking your video.
Yes, because that's what advertisers want to see. So I think we're coming up on a shift with that too, because I'm seeing with my clients that micro influencers are starting to get some bigger deals. So it's not just the 10 million views, because it's looking for people in niches. So it's redefining your niche, redefining your value within exactly what you do. So it makes it harder for the broad channels. My channel is like a lifestyle, talk about business, talk about being a mom, talk about tech. It's a lifestyle channel, but that doesn't bring in a lot of sponsored videos and ads because it's a broad network. But you have a channel about, you know, crafts for kids 5 and under to do with their parents. You're going to start getting advertisers to that because it's so niche. And so the micro influencers are coming. So for all of you smaller channels and for everybody in the chat room, make sure people know exactly what your channel is about. Have a perspective, have a point of view, and let the advertisers know that even though you don't have a ton of followers, you have loyal followers who are in it with you guys. Easy, you're a perfect example of this. Your channel is bigger than mine. It's not a massive channel on the scale of YouTube, no offense intended, but you have loyal viewers. You have loyal fans. I mean, your chat room is amazing every week, and they welcome us here on Wine Wednesday every week. But you have loyal fans and should have sponsored videos and brand deals because your fans look to you for that advice. They look to you for that. And I think that as demonetization shakes out, we're going to see advertisers looking for micro influencers. I think it's going to shift. So don't lose heart.
Yeah. And I think that's the whole thing. Listen, I reached out to sponsors, right? Like I used to do Monday Morning Hangover. I reached out to them, and I reached out to Starbucks, and they denied me. Also, for Wine Wednesday, I reached out to a lot of companies. We got some pending stuff going on right now, but this is a perfect example of what this is a positive. Listen, let me tell you something, and we go shift gears a little bit as I make this statement. As we talk about positive influence, God damn it, we need this right now. 17 people just got killed, right? Teenagers is stepping up to the plate, trying to make something happen. I mean, you got things that happening in this country that we need the positive influences to try to get some positive things going, because there's a lot of things going on, folks. And I want to touch bases a little bit about what's going on in Florida, because I watch CNN all day, and they've been oh man, listen, shouts out to the kids, shouts out to the teenagers, very articulate, very smart people that was on that podium today talking about how their thoughts about the whole thing. And shame on the government. Shame on the government that is brushing these kids to the side, that's not really giving a shit about these kids. Shame on the government that does not, they go blow over just like everything else. And they made a determination that 16-year-olds and 15-year-olds and 17-year-olds, they're going to step up to the plate, and they're not giving up until something gets done. And we need to be looking at ourselves as adults, and as the government need to look at themselves in the mirror and say, boy, these kids is really doing what they got to do. Your thoughts on this as a lawyer perspective, what you think about this, Emily?
Well, I have all kinds of thoughts because I'm a lawyer, I am a mom, I tend to run pretty libertarian. I don't make any bones about that. I tend to run pretty libertarian. One of the things that troubles me out of Florida is that the FBI was notified about this kid, the shooter. There were numerous complaints, numerous warning signs, and nothing was done because they didn't take that seriously. And we live, unfortunately, in a time where when people take threats too seriously, everybody gets up in arms like, you're harassing these kids and you're overstepping and you shouldn't be doing it. And then when threats aren't taken seriously, you get what we get here. Mm-hmm. I had a very unfortunate murder case in LA where a 19-year-old ended up killing a witness's parent. And the police, there had been a previous case and then killed a witness's parent of that case to try to get the witness to not come to court. The police had been told by the victim's family, we're afraid of him. We're concerned about him. His girlfriend showed up at my work and is staring me down. I know that these are threatening. What did she say? She showed up at my work and stood there for 10 minutes saying nothing. She didn't have to say anything. I know that my life is in danger. Oh, kids don't do this. Kids don't do this. Kids don't do this. So part of me is torn about how seriously we take threats. And part of me is torn about how we've come to a place where kids in this country feel that this is their only option. Like we are getting to a point where teen suicide rates are higher than they've ever been. And we're seeing school shootings rise. So we're seeing kids self-harm and harm others at rates we've never seen before. And my concern and my fear is that technology and social media and the internet is part of what the problem is. It's not just guns. And we can talk about guns all day long, but there is a societal problem that is bigger than just weapons. Other countries have guns and don't have teen suicide rates the way ours do. So we've got something going on where our kids feel that there is no other option. There's no other escape, that these problems are too big to handle. And we have, when I worked in juvenile, one of the biggest things I saw starting to exhibit in our violent teens were early signs of schizophrenia, early signs of personality disorders. And it's scary. Like we have mental health issues we're not talking about. We have deep-rooted societal issues that we're not talking about. And we have a lot of anger. So yeah, we can talk about the guns, but we have bigger issues than just the guns.
Right. And you do have social media, right? Here's the thing. Right. Most of all these incidents happen, they always broadcast what they say on social media. Yep. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Facebook, my God, they need to have some people watching Facebook. Because put everything on Facebook.
I used to pull Facebook all day long. I would subpoena Facebook all day long. And the amount of information you can get on a Facebook subpoena is terrifying and awesome. I mean, when you're working in criminal prosecution, it's amazing. You can find out what phone, what IMEI is posting, where it's posting from. If you're posting to social media from mobile, it tells you where it's being posted from. So we use social media a ton for that, but that's all after the fact. That's not before things go down. Kids, and now it's not even on Facebook as much. It's on Snapchat more than it's on Facebook.
Yeah.
But we have, I don't know the answer. I don't know if this is an outcropping of the fact that like we don't get to smack our kids upside the head when they're not acting right anymore, because you can't do that. We don't want teachers to come down on kids anymore. We want our kids to have tech. We have so many families that have two working parents, and you have to survive, to provide. So I don't know where we go. Something has to change.
Yeah.
Friends of mine were telling me there were groups of people angry about people dressing up as Black Panther this weekend, because all I saw on Facebook was was beauty. I saw just people dressing up and people wearing traditional African garb and people going to this movie and enjoying. And my friends on social are coming back saying, no, people are pissed about this. I'm like, how can anybody be mad about this? This is unity, and this is gorgeous, and this is, all of it kind of hurt my head this week. I'm like, how are people mad about that? How are we not talking about the crisis that our teens are facing? And our teens are screaming for help, and they're not getting the support. They're screaming for help.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree with you. That the whole thing is this. I think most time we hearing this all the time after the fact that oh this person posted that they was gonna do this on social media. They got Facebook posts that say this person that made a live stream and say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And
Right.
I've heard that you see these things that the FBI was told, the police was told, everybody was told about it, and
Right.
everybody
Yeah.
just
Right.
kind of. And
Right.
then when they do it, they say, "Oh, that person was crazy," but they
And then they
give
go,
you the
oh
warning
God.
signs.
Right.
Yeah. I'd like to say something
Yeah,
about the whole gun situation. I would
yeah,
just like to just say my personal belief. I could only speak for myself. So I believe in the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, not for hunting or anything like that, but to protect ourselves from our own government. That's what the Second Amendment is there for. And I wholeheartedly believe in it. Would I personally buy a gun? No, because I know myself and I know what I can handle and what I cannot handle. I suffer from bipolar disorder, and some days I feel great, and some days I feel really, really sad.
yeah,
And I don't need something like that in my life that would enable me to make the wrong choice.
right.
But I do believe that there are good citizens here that deserve to have a gun that will be able to use it responsibly.
Yeah,
The problem is that we're so afraid to have these conversations, and people are even afraid of even saying how they truly feel. You know,
Yeah.
I think that if we had a more open dialogue about it, about gun control, about what the statistics are, about what the mental health situation is in the United States, then we'll be able to come to a conclusion. The problem is that we're not getting anywhere because as soon as the conversation starts, it stops.
yeah,
Yep.
It stops when it comes about responsibility and where we need to go. Um, there have been studies that are made, but the studies are not complete because nobody wants to have this conversation, but we need to be candid about it.
yeah.
So I personally believe, yes, we have the Second Amendment. It's there. It should be. But there are obviously some people who should not be allowed to have guns. And we need to come up with a way how to make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, the
Point blank
problem is,
period.
that woman. The problem is the NRA. It's about money. It's just about. I mean,
Mm.
it's hard to stop ban certain weapons, to ban this and to ban that when the NRA is taking care of business. And that's a big thing. Look, don't get me wrong. It's the guns don't kill people. People kill people with guns. That's the whole thing. A gun don't go off until somebody pull the trigger stupidly, right? So
Mm.
when it comes down to guns, the argument is that if you put a gun in an outraged person's hand, they're
Yeah.
going to use it. The problem is, in this instance, the guy was what 16 or 17 or whatever, and he had
19.
access. 19, he had access
Right.
to purchase guns
Mm-hmm.
at 19. And a lot of people were saying, well, I mean, what's the deal with that? But again, it goes back to the Facebook posts, the mental illness, the parents, and stuff like that. A lot of different issues in this situation that a lot of people will believe that it could have been prevented. And if you look at what happened with the post and the mental issues in buying a gun at an early age, it probably could have been prevented. It probably could have been harder for that person to get that gun. Okay, you
People
can't
saw the
prevent,
signs in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, look, listen. If somebody want to get a gun, they could get a gun with the right amount of money. So either you go buy it legally or illegally through the black market.
Right. You can get it.
You could get it. To the point of it being is that no access to the school is a big problem that I got. How you get access to the school with all that massive equipment, that is the issue that a lot of we need to reevaluate. We need to have some deputies at the door, some deputies outside, some type of a security or something at all schools. I understand that it takes a lot of money, but the school systems. Hey, listen, I pay a lot of tuition for my daughter to go to school,
Mm-hmm.
and so. I mean, added to the tuition.
Yeah. Mental health is
Right.
also something that's not easy to come by because I'll tell you this, it is expensive. If it wasn't
Yeah.
for the job that I have, I probably wouldn't be able to see, my therapist or my psychiatrist. That's just the way it is. You have to make a certain amount of money in order to get good help. There's certain type of help that you can get that doesn't cost that much or that is free. But to get that good kind of help, it does take money. And unfortunately, there's a paywall before you could get to the sanity for the people who really, really need it.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
And Ace is asked a question. You should be able to buy a gun at 21. I thought that was the law. I didn't even know that you were able to buy a gun at 19. I did not. Maybe that's in Florida.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
did not know that.
I believe it's state by state, but I
Yeah.
would have to look. I believe the age is
Right.
state by state.
Yeah, it is.
And there are, I mean, here's the thing. Do I trust the government to not go crazy? No.
No. Mm-mm.
No, I don't. But I've seen lots of crimes prevented, but a lot of the people I know that carry guns are trained to carry guns. So I don't know. I don't think everyone should have the right to drive either. I think half the people that have licenses shouldn't have them. So I think the regulations for having a gun should be higher than the regulation for having a driver's license, because we see how that goes. But we have lost. Catwoman, you said it beautifully, and you always do. You are very thoughtful and heartfelt. The conversations we need to have aren't being had. We have them here, and we have a great, respectful group and a great, respectful chat room. But when you see these conversations start on Facebook, if somebody says, look, I believe in the Second Amendment, I don't trust this government for a hot minute, and I want to know that the government can't just march it in and do whatever, you see somebody automatically going, oh, well, you're for killing kids. You're for kids murdering each other.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a murderer. Obviously, you like eat babies and worship the devil. So this is where these conversations go sideways, is we don't, especially on social, when people are behind computers. I mean, Easy, you see it with some of the comments you get on your videos too, right? People say things they wouldn't say in conversation when you're trying to understand. Instead of saying, oh, you kill babies, it's like, tell me why you feel that way. Tell me what your experiences are. Yeah. And we're not sharing our personal experiences anymore because we don't feel safe. Yeah. And if you think somebody's going to yell at you, judge you, or like not, I'm going to tell you an experience we had in a Facebook group I'm in. I am in a very large Facebook group of women who are lawyers. And there was a conversation in that Facebook group where a woman said, look, my daughter plays ice hockey. Her best friend at ice hockey, the dad came up and said, hey, our daughters enjoy each other so much. Let's go to dinner after the game so the kids can hang out more. This 8 or 9 year old kids. Yes, let's go out. So they went out, and then later the dad's like, hey, let me Facebook friend you, because now that's easier than giving someone your cell phone number. Let me Facebook friend you so we can get together and make plans when the kids are at a tournament so the kids can get together because they enjoy each other. She went on the dad's page, saw that he was a Trump supporter, and is like, my daughter is no longer playing with this child. I am considering changing my child's hockey team because I see on this person's Facebook page that they're a Trump supporter. And she went to the Facebook group saying, how can I get over this? How can I do this? And my thoughts are, talk to him. Ask him why. Mm-hmm. Have a conversation. Exactly. Say, hey, I see you're a Trump supporter. Stuff's going a little crazy. What's happening? Right. Why do you think that? Are you still on board? Like, what's that? Instead of saying, my child can no longer play with your child because your beliefs are this. Yeah. And I'm like, how? We're supposed to be progressing by my child can't play with your child because of your beliefs, your religion, your side of town that you live on. We're supposed to be above this.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
And we're not. If you can't have a conversation with your child's best friend's parents and say, hey, why do you feel that way? How do we navigate?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is because of what's going on in the world right now. You got to, with everything that's going on with the president and all this other stuff, you got a lot of outraged people right now that look at Trump supporters that's being a non-human person, and that's not the case. Not all the time. Even if you support the Trump, it's not really you supporting that he grabbed people by the coochie, or he said it about shithole countries, or he's saying this or saying that. you support some of his agenda.
I'm saying ask somebody. Because if they're crazy, they will let you know.
Yeah.
Like, if they are crazy, you will see it and then make that choice. If somebody is a Trump supporter and they're also a racist and they're all for the KKK rallies, I'm cool with you saying my kid's not playing with that kid. I have no judgment. Go the step further and have the conversation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
That's the whole thing. I think right now we have the country is so divided. I never saw a country that's so divided right now. I thought that the country would be divided when Barack Obama was in, but that wasn't the case. But we've seen that when Trump come in, the country is so divided. And I never saw this in my lifetime, folks. I'm telling you, I've seen people call me names that I never heard before in my life. But we've seen a country that's so divided right now. You have blacks, and then you have whites, then you have racists. Then it's all out in the open. And I never saw this before. This is some trying times, and we need some prayers, folks. We need to get more positivity going on, and we need to listen. At the end of the day, you have to protect your family. You have to protect your house. You have to protect your values, your morals. You have to protect everything that you, as a man or female, and you got kids, you have to protect yourself. Don't believe in all this hype about all this politics and Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and all that stuff like that. You have to take care of your family, your people. You have to make money for your people, make sure your people is straight. And I think that's where we lost it at. I think we lost it that people believe that that now, and look, we all deal with the politics and stuff like that. But I think that at the end of the day, we need to be one people, one accord. Yes. We need to help each other, help our neighbor. Whatever happened to that? Help our neighbor.
It starts with having a conversation. Yeah, absolutely.
Easy, turn around and show us the shirt because you're feeling it right now. Turn around and show us the back of the shirt. Turn around.
You see it?
Yes.
Yeah, the tech preacher.
Preach it easy.
That's it. And
so I think Sean is saying in the chat room, it's not a character flaw if I don't agree with you, and respecting my opinion doesn't take away from yours. Yeah. And I really, Easy, you said you didn't feel that the country was divided under Barack Obama, and I think my feelings on looking back at this last election is some people did feel divided and held on to that. And this election is an outcropping of that. And now the crazy is like unleashed. I politically do not align with Barack Obama, but he was a statesman. He was a respectable president. I don't agree with all of his policies. I don't dislike him. He was a statesman. I tend to lean a little more conservative. Trump is not a statesman. I don't like it. Yeah. I like this. I like our new tax policies, but I don't. But it's hard. It's hard to have those conversations and say I agree with some of these policies. I do not agree with the way this person is conducting office, or to say I disagree with some of this person's policies. But I think they comported themselves in office in a presidential way, and I never thought I'd have a conversation where I'm like, a president doesn't feel like a president. I mean, Clinton's the last time I remember being like, ooh, I don't love what's going on right now in politics. This is fucking work.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat.
Is it bad when I want to get back to the Monica Lewinsky days? Like, is it bad when I'm like, can we just have something as easy as an extramarital affair? Yes. Can we just have something that easy?
Yes. It says instead of talking about war and stuff, right? I got the biggest button to press. If we talk about nuclear weapons and stuff.
And causing people. Oh, can we talk about the Olympics for a few minutes?
Yeah.
Can we talk about like North Korea and South Korea marching under one flag? I mean, Trump might bring the whole world together because they hate him, which is not great for us. But everyone else is like, this dude's crazy. It's time to bring it together. It's time to bring it together, folks. Bring it in. America's got off the rails. It's a young country. I think the rest of the world is ready to just spank us because they're frustrated.
We're starting to see the younger generation. They marched on Capitol today. We've seen the younger generation. They come together. When have we ever saw this type of massive togetherness with the youngsters? And we're starting to see that today. That is great. That is a good thing. Everybody needs to understand that what the younger generation is doing right now in the last couple of days, even though it under tragedy, this is a good thing. This is to bring awareness, bring them together, even if they try to. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to ban certain assault weapons in Florida. I understand that,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, it's good to see those folks get together, and we've seen that with colleges. Actually, we're starting to see that. You know, this is why when I joined the fraternity, this is what the fraternities was supposed to do, right?
Mhm.
Community service
Right.
and going out there and making sure where's the fraternities at besides getting themselves in trouble. I mean, where is the leaders? Where is the brothers club? Where are the sincere people? Listen, I do my part because I'm in the community. I do what I got to do. But where's these big time people that's supposed to be there when you got people in need? I don't see that. I don't
Can
see
we?
it. Go ahead.
I got feelings. It might make people mad, but I think as we're seeing the breakdown of people in their faith, I don't know how it is in New Orleans, but in California, I don't have very many friends that go to church. And I don't have people around, a lot of people around me locally that are raising their kids in faith. So you have kids that don't know where to turn. Like there isn't something bigger than them. Like when you're not acting right and you go to church, people kind of know and they tell you you're not acting right. And it's something bigger than you. You're part of a community bigger than you. And it's not your community right down the street. And it's not, there were kids that I was in church with that I didn't get along with at school, but when we're at church, we all get along because
Yeah.
we're part of a community. And that we're losing some of that. And I don't care what your religious community is, but we're losing some of that community as well. What do you guys think? Do you guys
Yeah.
think that all plays into this as well, that
Oh
kids
yeah,
don't have
absolutely.
a larger community?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, what kids they usually go to is sports. And what is that about? It's about beating somebody else, being better than somebody else, being number one. It's not about, yes, it can be about camaraderie within your own team, but then it becomes a us versus them mentality versus when you go to something, whether, like you said, religious or something that's morality based or community based, then it's more about how your actions affects others. And I think you hit the nail on the head on that one.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, man. And I think we need to have conversations. See, the point of these conversations, and we need it on a bigger platform, is to not have a political agenda at this point. It's no political agenda here. It's about people, concerned citizens that's talking about the needs of the community. And I
Yep.
think that's what we need right now. We need people to step up and say, listen, let's stay, sit back and let's talk about this for a second. And it's going to be gravy later. And this, it, I don't know. I don't know the
Mhm.
answer to all the questions. I'm not a politician. I
Yeah.
just feel for my community, and I do whatever it takes for my community, whether that's going to be my YouTube community or my hood. They
Yeah.
put my hood. They got to take care of my hood. But I do agree with that. That these youngsters is making a step, and they smart. Oh my God! I listened to the speeches,
Hmm.
and they all made it apparent that these speeches was written by them and not
Yeah.
written by somebody else. That's what I like to hear, because when you got a 16-year-old that wrote a speech as classy as that speech was that they wrote
Yep.
and they spoke today, that to me is determination. That to me is that the youngsters, they need to think about this, because what's going on in the younger community right now is that you got a lot of violence. You got babies making babies. I mean, the youngsters making kids and all the stuff like this. These are the people that's going to listen. When we get in our 70s and 80s, folks, these are the people that's going to run this country. You got to think about this. I look at this as a long term thing, right? I
Hmm.
look at that when I'm in my 70s and 80s and I'm retired, maybe making YouTube videos with a cane. And I look at that, the younger generation, the mid 20s, the mid 17-year-olds right now, they're the ones going to be the president. They're the ones going to be running Congress. They're the ones that are going to be running the Senate. So that's why we have to instill values and morals and justice in these folks so they can understand where, where the future lies for them.
Hmm. I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
On Netflix, there's a show called Black Mirror. Do you guys watch it?
Everybody tells me I would love it. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, I recommend that you guys watch it. I'm not going to give anything away, but it's basically a show that's kind of like the Twilight Zone, but a modern version of it. And it does have certain each episode is like a short story, and some of them have it about technology. And the running theme about it is basically what happens when you accept a way of life, but you don't bring morality into it or you don't question it. What may go awry? Even just the first episode by itself is just crazy. But I recommend the show Black Mirror a lot. Right. I just started watching it last weekend. And I cannot watch, like usually I could binge watch something, but I cannot binge watch this. I have to watch and then I have to think. It makes you think. But like it, because there's a lot of morals to it. But I recommend this show a lot.
So actually, I love that. I want to touch on what Derek Floyd said. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Derek says he thinks it should be illegal to have a child unless you're 21. And I appreciate you, Derek. Technically, it is illegal to have sex under the age of 18 because 18 is the age of consent, but good luck enforcing it. This is back to my church conversation. We used to have we're trying to get to a point in society where we don't have body shame and we don't shame people for sexual orientation and race and religion and creed, but we've also lost shame in kids not having sex at 12, and not running around with their asses and their boobs hanging out. And so in trying to take away some of the stigmas, we've taken away almost everything. We've kind of thrown the baby out with the bathwater. And I don't know how to bring it back, saying it's not okay to run around with your ass hanging out and call it self-expression, but it is okay if you want to dress as the opposite gender. I don't know how we get there. I don't know how we make room for everything, but we kind of need to have some acceptance and a little bit of decency. But I'm gonna have to take a look at Black Mirror because I love a show that makes me think.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm actually somebody hooked me on Power. So I'm on season 2 on Power, and I downloaded the Stars app. And this is so great about technology. I actually don't have Stars at home, but I was able to download the Stars app. And watch it on my iPad or watch it on my big TV and Stars app. And hey, I got the 7-day trial. It is like $8 a month. So, it works out great, man. It works out great. So that's what I'm watching. That's what I'm being watching right now is Power. And it is great. It is great because I like Scandal. I like How to Get Away with Murder.
I love Scandal.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything Shonda Rhimes does is my jam. Is Shonda take me away? I can't wait to see what she does on YouTube. She's with YouTube now, right? Not with YouTube, with Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix got her. Yep. I
can't wait to see what she does on Netflix.
Now she's gonna go off the cuffs. Her mind is beautiful.
She's amazing. Have you guys read her book?
No,
read
not
her
yet.
what?
Her book.
Oh no, I haven't.
Her book, Year of Yes. Oh, girl.
I saw her do an interview with Oprah about it.
Okay, don't read Year of Yes. Go on Audible and get the book because she reads it. You will love it. It is the insight of where her shows came from, her childhood, being a single mom in Hollywood. I love it.
All right, I'm gonna get it on Audible then.
Get it on Audible. And Sean Velez is like, you mean I was breaking the law as a teenager, Emily? Yes, Sean, you were. So was I. So were a lot of us.
So 10 Minute Tech said, he said, Emily, Tech Valley Easy. This is exactly why I shout out Wine Wednesday, all my videos. And he does, by the way. 10 Minute Tech always give us shouts out on all his videos. So this is a blessed place for Wednesday night. Somebody, let me see. Everyday Tech says, he'll say something. Okay, he's talking between him and Ace. So yeah, it's Wine Wednesday is great. This is the platform is great.
You see, what you missed is our chat room. Our chat room used to get the crap beat out of them by their parents and their grandparents.
Yeah,
we're like everybody got whooped. Everybody's got a story in here about getting whooped on by their parents or their grandparents. And some in more specific ways than others. But It definitely, I mean, we've definitely gotten away from corporal punishment. I actually did a trial in Long Beach where a dad literally beat the ever loving crap out of his kid, which I don't agree with, but his kid was going out to do a gang initiation that night to get jumped in. And he knew his kid was going to get jumped in. And the dad was like, tried to keep the kid in the house. Kid was like, I'm going out. And dad's like, you've got to come through me. And his teenager tried to go through him. And dad landed him and laid him out. Jury came back not guilty on that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
People were like, you know what, Dad, I'm not saying go beat your kid, but you try to do what's right by your house, right?
Yes.
Ace is saying it was like Roots at his house. Nobody stepped out of line back in the day, and that's true. People didn't. I mean, it caused other issues. People have PTSD.
And I got to run to the restroom, so y'all talk to me.
Oh, easy.
It's all about having a conversation with your child too. It's like, it's not just beating them, it's about having a conversation with them too, because I'm not gonna lie, I have done, hit my children, and that's because they did some things that were just outrageous and they wouldn't stop, they wouldn't get to their head, and so that was just the final step. But it's not just, I just hit them and then they get it. No, you have to have a conversation with them.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to say I've never smacked my kid upside the head, because they were just, and there's times when your kids do something that scares you so badly, like you just like, if they're trying to run into the street or something and you grab them and you're just like, that was really hard. And I'm like, I'm sorry that was hard, but I don't want you to die. And that's kind of what this is. I mean, a lot of the times parents are doing the best they can with, I don't want you to die. I don't want you to hurt somebody else. Ace is saying his mom whipped him in the neighbor's yard a couple of times. My mom used to scream at me and then scream at me more because she was mad that the neighbors were going to hear her yelling at me, because we come from one of those families. It's like, everything's fine. We don't yell. We've got our shit all together. It's together. It's not. And then she would get madder that she thought that the neighbors would hear her scream.
Yeah.
When I hear my neighbors screaming at their kid, I'm like, oh, thank God they're normal.
Yeah.
So,
well, there was actually one time I was when I lived in Massachusetts, and I heard a stepfather underneath me go in and was abusing his child, like just straight up. I called the cops right away.
Yeah.
I was like, you could tell when someone is disciplining their child and when someone is abusing their child.
There is a difference.
Yeah, and I did not hesitate to call the police that night. I was like, nope, not happening. And it was like the first week I moved into that apartment. So,
oh God, it's an interesting. Anyway, it is. We have talked all things tonight, all things.
Yes.
But Tech Valor, are you ready for a roundup?
Yes, I am.
I don't know if anybody has any thoughts. I don't want to leave anybody with any thoughts hanging. I feel like I've talked. We've had some deep talks tonight, you guys. We've been there. I think Wine Wednesday could fix the world. I think, we're not politicians. We're having honest conversations. We all have such different experiences. We've got an amazing chat room that's willing to go there. I mean, their parents all beat the crap out of them, so we know they're good people.
Yeah.
And we're going there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go and give our shots out.
All right, here we go. So we got Big Dog, 10-minute tech reviews, Eugene Church, Derek Floyd, Technically T, Corey Stevens, J.O., Uno Nice, Craig Tech Talk, Tech for Your Needs, Will Barasad, Big House Productions, D Glaze, Marter Ingram, Forbes Tech Review, Tech Time, Ace Lucero, Sean Vega Velez, Jason Julami, I think that's how it's pronounced, Afan Malik, Internet News and Reviews, Android Stud, Ray, Albert Yu, Travis Butler, Alpha Rakama, The Tech Couple, R, Shizar, Tony Healy, TJ Chavaria, Tutorial League, Everyday Tech, Duane Littlefoot, and Sean V. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank y'all for having a conversation with us tonight. You guys are awesome.
Yes. Y'all are awesome. Thank y'all again very much for coming out to Wine Wednesday. We do this every Wednesday night. I'm sorry about last Wednesday. It was Valentine's Day, folks. So a lot of people
Valentine's Day, people.
hit me up talking about what happened to the stream. Like it was Valentine's Day. So don't forget about this Saturday night, guys. We're gonna have Tech Talk Live for
Mhm.
myself and Possible. We're gonna have a panel and we're gonna have some fun as we always do every Saturday night. This is Wine Wednesday. I want to give a huge shout out to my VIPs in the building, to Tech Valor, Catwoman, and also Emily D. Baker. We y'all guys already know that they're VIPs. I see everybody that's here that's always here every week, so y'all know how to reach them. Emily D. Baker, Emily D. Baker, ESQ, right?
Emily D. Baker, ESQ, everywhere you want to find me.
That's it.
Come chat with me on Instagram. I'm trying to grow. I'm growing my Instagram, and I am all up in my Instagram Messenger all the time. I love
I
Instagram.
know I've been seeing that on Instagram. Follow on Instagram because I do. Also, Catwoman, please follow Catwoman on our YouTube channel. Also, you have Twitter and Instagram, right? Catwoman?
Everything. I got
Yeah,
everything.
got add things.
Yep.
He got I add thing. I got add thing. All right.
Hey,
So
hey.
thank y'all guys very much for coming to Wine Wednesday. And yep, I am out. We know the show is over with when I'm out.
Bye,
All right.
And scene.
That's it. All right, y'all. Peace out.
Bye.